Welcome back to another edition of The Drive. I don't know, dog days of summer golf edition of The Drive. I guess, there's a couple weeks out of the open, but, some pizzazz and who will get those final FedEx Cup playoff spots as they've been limited now. But we are here, the Rocket Mortgage, the John Deere, the doldrums, I guess, of the PGA Tour calendar we have arrived at. It's been a run of fun golf, Andy. And, usually once a year there is really bad Tommy Fleetwood heartbreak. Whether it's been Palm Beach
That was
a few
tough.
years ago,
I'm sorry.
Canada, the Olympics. The Olympics, he did nothing wrong. Scotty Scheffler just was great and took it. Obviously, I was there, greenside at Canada's. Nick Taylor had the Canadian Heritage moment, sporting moment. And then there's yesterday, where you can't even feel bad for himself for what he just did it to himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a class act. He always is. He's a lovely lad. No one debates it. But man, there is lack of dog on American soil, and then there's whatever Tommy comes up with. Because I'm ranting, but we see him in the Middle East. He'll battle with Rory for 18 holes and win. So it's not like he hasn't been in the cauldron versus bigger names. But man, oh man, does he pour gasoline on the narrative that we just can't let die? Welcome to The Drive. I am Geoff Fienberg. With me, Andy Lack, my friend from Inside Sports Network and at ADP Lack Sports on Twitter. Andy, I ranted there. I had a lot to get off my chest, but I can't feel bad for him because he shot himself in the foot.
Yeah. I had Keegan and
Oh,
Henley for that matter.
there
So
it is. Shout out Andy, another winner. Here,
yeah.
I definitely remember the Henley shouts. But yeah, I had no money. My picks did not perform well last week. I was a golf fan, a biased Tommy supporter, but not a dollar on that sucker. Just wanted him to cross the line.
Yeah. Yeah. It was tough to watch. I only caught the end of it because I've been out here in South Carolina playing some golf, but from what I watched, it was as difficult of a Sunday as I've seen in quite some time from a guy in pole position to win.
Three putt by not even getting inside the other guy's marker.
Yeah, the putt on 18 was bad.
To not even, he pulls the club back to go. Oh, sorry. We're on to Detroit. We're Bill Belichick. We're moving on to Detroit. No Scotty Scheffler. Looked like he had his C game again. He's still top fives with it, but opportunity to be had without a Scotty Scheffler in the field. So let's get right to it. We are in Detroit. Birdies, 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 more birdies. Hit it anywhere. You'll be fine for the most part. Just avoid a penalty hazard, and you'll have a second look and a chance to make a birdie. So you better make them. Colin Morikawa 12-1, Patrick Cantlay 16-1, Keegan off the win 18. That's about it, under 20. A field like this seems like a perfect opportunity for a Morikawa or a Cantlay to get off the mat. They've got their own extended wind droughts. Any interest at all? I'm passing here. But for you, Andy?
Okay. I'll be honest with you. I haven't been able to go through my normal routine this week because it's my one annual golf trip, but I can tell you the guys that rated out well for me because I still was able to run a normal model over the weekend. Um, Davis Thompson,
Ooh, I bet him.
any interest there?
Andy, I bet him, and I think of you anytime that I make a bet on
I
Davis
do love
Thompson.
me some DT. Davis Thompson, Harry Hall obviously is probably, I would imagine, catching some steam. What number do they have him at? They probably have him quite low this week, don't they?
So I saw Harry Hall, I think this morning, open around 40s, Andy, right now on this odds checker grid, 33-1. So he has caught the
He's
steam.
got some steam.
He has
Yeah,
caught some steam. Cameron
I
Young
think that's
catching a little
justified
steam
steam.
as well this morning. Not a lot, though. Not a lot of guys, not a lot of movement on this odds board.
Yeah, it's a slow week. I think a lot of people are outside this week or traveling, or like I said, it's my kind of annual golf
The
trip.
PGA Tour runs a Monday Night Raw esque schedule, right? They're at it pretty much every single week. Maybe only the true nuts hardos are paying attention to Detroit. Even the tour itself, like literally, if you ask them, they'll say it in different words, but they'll be like, yeah, we play a lot. We're not expecting you to watch every week. But if it's raining and you happen to be home on the weekend board, you know where to find us. We'll
Yeah.
be here.
Yeah.
So yeah, we should all probably most normal people might be ignoring an event like this, but there's opportunity. There's opportunity and there's a chance to hit a number here as history tells us in Detroit. So I'll tell you, I have bet Andy. I have bet Minwoo Lee. I
Okay.
know that doesn't seem like a very popular pick, and
What number did you get Minwoo at?
I got 50 to 1, and there's still a 50 over at Bet Rivers with the enhanced win only, but the grid is mainly showing 45s. But there's 50s out there if you look hard enough. It's that elite driver, elite putter combination. I've also bet Davis Thompson, Mahomesian ball, flusher of the golf ball when he's on. I've gotten a 50. That one's down to 40. One of the bigger movers, I guess I would say today thus far. And I've also bet a few guys further back, but I am looking to probably flood the board this week.
Yeah.
If I don't pretty much put 3 golfers worth of units on Cam Young, but maybe that's just getting cocky and trying to call something. But there's a lot of guys in that 60 to 100 range, Andy, that could have my attention this week.
Yeah. Yeah. Another guy for me, who else stood out to me numbers wise? Rico Hoey, um, Eric Van Rooyen, Alex Smalley. I mean, these are some of my usual losers. Hoey,
This is a
VR,
great week to
Smalley.
spin the wheel of losers.
Yeah. 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 Grayserman?
Gracerman, he's actually caught in, he's 40 to
Yeah.
1. So the books are not sleeping there. He's another guy that I have been paying attention to this week. I guess my question for you, Andy, is do you put an advantage to, because the Bomber gets a lot of attention here. We know they could eat this place up, but I am not surprised at all if it is the Ben Griffin, I guess you mentioned Harry Hall, like skill set that is atop the leaderboard this week. Do you, I guess you, by your early bets, I feel your preference is more of the
Putting.
shot makers and putters.
Putting, putting. I think this is like the highest weight I have on putting all season.
So on that note, like I haven't bet him, but I do believe there's money to be made in Emiliano Grillo this week. He's just playing lovely
Sure.
golf. He's a form player. When he's in form, he seems to ride it for a bit. You don't want to touch him when he's anywhere not near form. But can I try? Like I can't bet him because he's not making enough putts this week. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying? And,
Yeah.
and would we say the same about like Ben Ann, or is that someone you would trust?
Uh,
I mean, that's a loaded question for a guy who, maybe after Tommy Fleetwood would podium for me on guys I don't want to
I
trust right
don't
now.
mind Ben Am, but he won't make my outright card. I can certainly tell
And
you.
that's strictly like putting based.
Yeah, Grio, I have some interest in as well. I would say my favorite plays are Rico Hoey, Davis Thompson, Harry Hall. I like Luke Clanton too. I don't mind Luke Clanton.
40 to 1 Luke Clanton. No
Yeah.
one's sleeping on him, the youngster. A lovely course fit. Speaking of a young player who I will be betting this week, Andy, Michael Thorbjornsen.
Yeah.
I was worried about a wrist injury. He seems fine. Luckily, there's some people in the golf betting, golf DFS space who caught up with Thor Bjornsson today, and not like anyone in like golf media would ever care to get to the bottom of it. And they got more important things to write about, like the groundskeeper's dog. So Michael Thor Bjornsson claims he's healthy because he withdrew in an event and he withdrew from Canada. He tried to qualify for the U.S. Open and then still withdrew from Canada when he didn't. So I wasn't sure. I'll be backing Thor Bjornsson this week, Andy, 80 to 1 on that odds checker grid. And I'm swimming around Hoygaards and Jaeger.
Yeah. 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 Don't mind it one bit. Don't mind it one bit.
So we'll it is the dog days of golf season, but no Scotty
I'll be
Scheffler.
I'll be next week is Scottish.
No,
And
next week is John Deere.
oh, that's right. We have one more
We're
week in
Deere
between.
Run, baby, and then
Yeah.
we're into Scottish and Open Championship. And then listen, it's it's the middle of June. It feels like the season's over.
Yeah.
I don't like the new way of everything being so stacked.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, the Open Championship will be here in a couple weeks. We'll have you covered on the drive, and then It's honestly, who gives a shit until the Ryder Cup? Pardon my French.
I would agree, but we got one more good
Yeah.
major coming
Yeah,
up.
we got one more. And hey, like there's always a number to hopefully hit next week at Deer Run. And hopefully we bag one this week. Andy, you seemed like you were on Harry Hall, Davis Thompson, fill in my gaps.
Rico Hoey, Alex Smalley, EVR. We'll go with those guys as my favorites.
And for me, it is Minwoo Lee, it is Davis Thompson, and Michael Thorbjornsen. I'll be adding to that card. I'm hoping to flood the zone this week. Taking it light on the total output, but going
Yeah.
nowhere really near the top. So hopefully I'll have some bodies and we can get something in to the weekend. For Andy, I'm Geoff. We always appreciate you guys here watching the drive, staying tuned over at Odds Checker. We're out. We'll see you next week over at Deer Run. Peace. Hit the like.